This is Jamie Drummond for Good Food Revolution, and today we are catching up with another Vigneron we have not seen for quite some time, Mr. Adam Lowy. How are you today, sir?
I'm very well, Jamie. It's great to see you again and great to be conversing with the outside world.
Yeah, of course, of course. Now, how has the last 18, 19 months been for you? And how did it impact operations at Cloudsley Cellars?
Well, it's been, it's been a challenge like for
Mhm.
everyone in various ways. We have, from an operations standpoint, it actually didn't affect us that much. Um, by the time harvest rolled around last year, we had our systems in place. We had good people. We had protocols,
Mhm.
and we largely work outside during that period of time. And when people and we have a relatively small team, so we were able to manage it, and we were blessed with a tremendous vintage, which certainly I say to people is maybe the only good thing that came out of 2020 will be the vintage in Niagara. But as far as the business is concerned, we had our challenges. We sell wine to restaurants, and
Yes, exactly.
restaurants closed. We greet people at our winery for tastings, and that's how we tend to expose our products to people. And so it was certainly a challenge in that way. But on the other side, we received tremendous support from our existing customers, and we were doing many more times home deliveries than we were before, and that was really great. It certainly helped us along, and you know we didn't, we're small enough and nimble enough that we certainly were never threatened by it, but it was like many people, it was it was a drag to go through, and we're very happy now to be welcoming people back at the winery and having wine tastings and having orders go out to restaurants whose patios are
Yeah.
busy, and that semblance of normality is returning, and it's really it's lovely. So
Now, you always had a pretty solid online portal pre-pandemic, didn't you?
we did, but we're a relatively small winery, so we're not known by everyone,
Mhm.
and we have I don't know if you can call it niche products, but we have a specific focus, and so more and more of those people that are interested in premium cool climate Chardonnay and Pinot are finding us, and particularly those who fall onto the geekier side of wine appreciation are finding us more. And had we been open for another 10 years, then maybe we wouldn't have had any loss of sales because we would have a very big customer base. But it's, it hit us at a time when we were a little younger. So we did see a slowdown, certainly in that, because online sales were only part of our only one sales channel for us. So restaurants and cellar door, of course, were taken away. So
Now, last vintage, when it came to the harvest, did you have any trouble with regards to getting pickers and the like?
well, our situation's kind of unique that we don't have our own. We don't do any vineyard management in-house. So
Yes,
we
yeah,
have
yeah.
we have we work very closely with Glen Elgin Vineyard Management. They've got a tremendous team of people that are not coming from offshore. They're mostly living in the
Right.
Hamilton
That was my
area.
question.
And
Yep, yep.
yeah, and so that worked out very well for them. And many of those people had been with their family for some of them for decades. So and so, which not only meant that they were here, but of course every year it means that they've got very experienced, excellent workers who know how to handle particularly
Mhm.
difficult varietals like Pinot that require some it's not as simple as going in there and picking everything you want. You want a basic vineyard sort as well. So in that regard, it was fine. And you know what? I say it again. It wasn't just the quality of the 2020 vintage, but it was actually a really easy vintage from a management standpoint.
Mhm.
The varietals tended to come in with a little bit of space, and we do some processing for some other people. So, you know, we throughout the whole vintage, even till later, even after Pinot and Chardonnay, we were seeing things come in really clean, easy to handle fruit. And, you know, I've never seen Pinot as clean as it was last year. I mean, Pinot Noir is not an easy thing to handle, particularly in the places where it grows best, because it's cooler climate, little you know, on the edge kind of viticulture. And so we have a 4-meter long sorting table that is surrounded by people during harvest, and we sort everything. And there was a lot of watching great grapes go by last year. It was fantastic. It's never been so easy.
I'd be curious as to how hands-on you've been over the last 18 months compared to previous vintages.
Me personally?
Yes, yeah.
It was about the same. You know, we've got a really good team here. So I have Matt Smith, who's the winemaker, and Eden Gary, who's the assistant winemaker. They were both here and throughout, and then, you know, my role is more of a, you know, I do all of the business side and the sales stuff and everything, but I'm sort of the executive winemaker, because I make all of the final blending decisions, all the barrel decisions. I taste through stuff every day, and you know, during fermentation, and you know, but I also didn't go to wine school, so I rely on some of their technical ability, and then but I rely on my palate, if you will. So my involvement was kind of the same as it always is, where I'm there when need be. I'm you know, I'm cleaning stuff or on the sorting table. But if everything's going well, I prefer to get out of people's way during the bulk of harvest. But I'm always involved in everything, whether it's getting coffee or for people, or you know, sweeping the floor, whatever needs to be done.